So this is the 6th time, this ritual for rains. We are calling it ritual for rains, but in India, it's a 30-day observance in the south of India, where women take on vows, knowing fully well that they contribute to the welfare of the community. But it's very obvious from her poems, the person who composed it, it has a lot to do not only with the outside environment, but also the inside environment. So both. She was quite an environmentalist. She showed that our acts decide how the environment is going to be like. We are co-creators of wherever we are. And her words are very, very powerful. Her name is Andal. She was called Kodai, but I'll tell you later her story. Andal means one who can command God. So a lot of power in her words, And for those who know Tamil, Vedapiran Bhattar said that the essence of all the Vedas is in her songs, 30 songs. It's not in Sanskrit, just imagine. The essence of all the Vedas are there in her 30 songs, he says. So I didn't realize, I felt, because I work with the Vedas and I know the value of the Vedas, but when I started working on this one, and I said, oh my God, this is working just like the Vedas. And I thought, oh, this is just something personal I'm feeling. And only last year I discovered this great scholar's comment on these 30 songs, so it made sense. So what is so special about the Vedas is it has two values. It has a double value. One value is external and the other value is internal. So even if you didn't understand the words, it works. That's the magic of the Vedas, and that's why the Vedas are called Shrutis, because you just hear it is enough. But if you want to know more, that's even better. But it's enough if you just hear the words, because it works. There's a magic involved in those words, and why the magic is because the people who composed it were totally integrated. So they were like perfect receptors to truth that always exists. Truth always exists outside in Mahakasha. That is the great space beyond. Truth is always there. When we are able to receive it inside into the smaller beyond, Mahakasha that is the greater beyond, and the smaller beyond is Daharakasha in our hearts. Not the brain or the mind, mind you. The words are Daharakasha. Dara is the heart. When you're able to get it in, and if you have lived an integrated life, what comes out of you is spontaneous, not planned. The effect of that is this magic, that the words work. And that's why Vedic Sanskrit is quite different from normal Sanskrit. So the grammar and all of that came much later, much, much later. Andal's words have the same power of the Vedas. Here is a description of Vishnu. Vishnu is being compared. She sees the rain clouds as the divine Vishnu himself. So in the iconography of Vishnu, you see he's holding the bow and the arrows and the conch and everything. So the conch is the thunder, and with his bow and arrows is the rain that comes. So arrows and rain, not just in Indian thinking, in other parts of the world too, arrows and rains have been compared always, So that's the song that specifically says, we want the rain, we want the rain. And that's why we are doing this observance. Okay? The ragam is Varali and the thalam is Adi. Arimalai Kanna Pundani Kai Karave Ariyul Puku Murade Koda Teri Uri Mudalvan Uruvam Polmai Karete Pariyam Toludaya Padmanavan Kaiyil Ari Pol Ninni Valampuri Pol Nindadridan Tara Desalu உதைதசரமழை போல் வாழ உலகினில் பெய்திடாதோ மார்கழி நீராக மகிழ்ந்தோரும். Here I have to give you, it looks like, oh, these women, they want all these fineries in life. It's fine, that's fine. Nothing wrong with it, because even in Rajasthan, when they do the Gangor dance, they were in Rajasthan, they wear this rakhadi right here. And that's close to the way the Mangal Sutra is in other parts of India for the married. That suggests that they are married and happily settled and everything. So they ask Gauri, Parvati, to bless them with that, with lots of jewels and everything. So nothing wrong in asking for the good things in life, but there's also the other aspect to this, which I'll tell you. Using the mouth for not uttering harsh words, okay? Making your life with the rhythm of the divine. Our life has a rhythm to it. And can we make it that rhythm in a divine rhythm? And not just a haphazard. Parisinal are the virtues that we have to develop. Chudaga is the work we have to do. Tolvalai is strength and energy. Tode Sevipuve, filter what we hear. We've got to filter what we hear, because we can close our eyes, but we can't close our ears, okay? So we have to do this active process of filtering what we hear. Padagam, all these are jewelry, but Padagam, travel, move in areas. We should move in areas that will bring us progress. So there's a prayer in the Saraswati, on Saraswati, the river Saraswati in Vedas that says, "Oh river, please keep me away from beds that you have abandoned." If a river bed is a dry bed, what good is it? A civilization cannot thrive, right? Civilizations thrive only on fertile river beds. So the rishis ask Saraswati, hey, keep us away from, and I think that's what we should do, because often we find ourselves engaged in pursuits that lead nowhere, no progress. So we pray that keep us away from those areas. We don't know whether such an area is going to be productive, especially when you apply for a job or whatever. You don't know if that job is going to be for your progress or not. So then we appeal to the divine and say, keep us away from such areas and only guide us towards areas that will bring progress for us. So, Ade is cover yourself with modesty. And Palsore, eat consecrated food. And Nei is, you get Nei, clarified butter. It just doesn't happen. You have to work at getting clarified butter, right? You have to milk the cow and then boil, and then churn and let it sit for a while. It becomes buttermilk. Then you churn the buttermilk, and from the butter you then melt the butter, and then you get the Nei or clarified. So she's called Gritachi in Sanskrit in the Vedas. So it's very, very important, the significance of this process that we are engaged in life through all the experiences we have. It's a constant churning that goes on. Okay, the next one. ओम धनुर्धराय विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नो धरा प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। ओम धनुर्धराय विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नो धरा प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। ओम धनुर्धराय विद्महे सर्वसिद्ध्यै च धीमहि तन्नो धरा प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। Did you want to do more?
जातं सदय हृदय दर्शित पशुघातं केशवधृत बुद्ध शरीर जय जगदीश हरे 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 जय जगदीश हरे 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 जय जगदीश हरे वहने धने करयसि करवाळं धूमकेतुमिव किमपि कराळं केशवधृत कल्की शरीर जय जगदीश हरे 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 जय जगदीश हरे 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 जय जगदीश हरे श्री जयदेव कवेरिदमुदितमुदारं शृणु सुखदं शुभदं भवसारं केशवधृत दशविधरूप जय जगदीश हरे 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 जय जगदीश हरे गोविंदा गोविंदा श्री गोदामनन चरणं शरणं प्रपद्ये।